Riptide is still undefeated. And in a little bit, we're going to see if Fury can give them their first loss. I'm sure Fury has been waiting for this game all day.
Are you two ready over there? All right, nodding their heads. Take it away, boys.
Welcome back. We're going to be watching Fury and Riptide. I'm Stacey Hewen.
And I'm John Ferreira.
And we are so excited to have this game for you. Specifically asked if we could do this one.
Yep. And we also have a third commentator for this game.
Well, this is Terry Thrasher back on the desk. Booth? I don't know. What do we call this?
Booth.
Booth. Okay.
The window of commentation.
Just reminded me of a line from Hate It or Love It, but I realized it might not be stream friendly. It just starts with when I'm in the booth and I get exhausted, but I can't finish that line. So anybody who knows the song, they'll know what I'm talking about.
They'll probably Google it.
So Fury is a very strong team, but Riptide has also just been putting on the performance of a lifetime at this event.
Yeah.
Also, loving the new jerseys from those guys. They look crazy good.
Yeah, I really like the splashes of color in there. They look really solid.
So I don't know if you noticed, Thrasher, but when we were talking about you earlier in the tournament, I was saying that I want your family to adopt me so I can have your last name.
I think I could. Do you technically? Does the age matter for adoption? Because I could probably take you in.
Adult adoption is a thing in Japan, so at the very least we could go there. But I think they're very unfriendly to allowing people to get citizenship.
Just for adoption.
Come on, Japan.
I know, right? Well, in Japan, adult adoption is common for family businesses, so they groom a new CEO that's not from the family and adopt them. True story. All right, and they're off. Look at that opening rush. Fury just hot out the gates.
And we see a miss, though, and so Riptide starting with 4 balls.
Look at those fakes. Everybody just feeling each other out. It's Fury's turn to throw. Calling out a play.
Jodoin missing on the bounce. He was a pickup after, as he was picked up as an individual from Ontario and added to this Fury roster. Ooh.
Who was?
What's he wearing over there? Number 8 on the right wing for Fury. He's actually from Toronto, but Fury's normal wing wasn't able to attend tryouts this year.
That's too bad. Number 5 getting nailed in the knees while looking for a catch. So Terry, actually, maybe you can tell us, when people put their fist behind the ball with their thumb in or out, what does that mean?
That does depend on the team sometimes. I think sometimes it means, like, I'm taking this. That's probably the most common that I've seen, but I know some other teams mix in other stuff for that. Just me taking it, the rest of you hold by implication is kind of the most common thing that I've seen for it. So.
Oh, wow. Nice skim right over that guy. That number 3 with a beautiful dodge, but just wasn't good enough to get out of the way. The dodge wasn't good enough. I mean, nothing on the player's skill. The pump fakes here are just so aggressive. See, number 9 trying to call a play, but I don't know if anyone heard him. Ball goes right past Dalton McKenzie. Has been a huge help in this whole event. Last night, actually, when we were setting up the nets for the first time, he was making people stay and help out, and when his ride made him leave, I could tell that he did not want to go, because he specifically said, I don't want to go. Everybody should stay and do another half hour.
That's dedication.
Absolutely. He also stepped up and reffed a few games this event as well. Huge thanks to him.
Yeah, quality guy, Mr. McKenzie. So.
Absolutely. So fast, too. I
so
caught a ball
handsome.
he threw. In Barrie, he threw a ball at me, and I put my hands up to protect my face, and the ball just lodged in between them. He came up and congratulated after, and I felt so special.
Baker missing Wu there.
That's
Kevin Wu out of Ottawa, not John Wu.
also not Eldon Wu.
Not that's true. There's so many Woos in this tournament.
Tell me, who are you?
They should all get together and make a woo team for Barrie.
Woo whip.
Let me see.
I wooed.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
Oh boy. Okay, it looks like. Oh, right.
Oh.
It was a good block, but just again, not enough blocking has been not great this tournament.
Yeah.
And I've started to realize that it's not the level of play, it's the level of honesty.
Yeah.
Look at that.
And
Nice
Len,
connection.
ooh.
Oh,
Down to
blocked it
2-on-1
into
now.
his foot. Then he does. Still pretty well balanced. He has 4 balls, but they have 2 players.
Also, if you got any comments on the players themselves from Riptide, help us out. We only know Dalton.
Yeah, to be honest, unfortunately, I don't know too much more than that. Last year,
Oh, look at that jump.
that's good height.
His abs are going to be sore tomorrow.
Last year in Halifax, I was playing on an indie team with Colin Simmons, who's on this Riptide roster. All I can say is he's tall and is a very hard throw. I don't know him super well, unfortunately, but he seems like a really, really nice guy. There's that good honesty.
I would have called that clean. Well done.
So Fury starting strong, taking the first point. Riptide making it close, though. They brought it down to 3-on-3. And then 2-on-1.
So seeing how high demand this game was to be straight, who are you guys all cheering for, Riptide or Fury?
We got a false start there. Nobody cheers for false starts.
No.
That's true.
Nothing worse than running for no reason.
Just flipping.
So, I've been reminded that these are the teams who played for the championship in Barrie, Ontario's National Dodgeball Festival last year in the men's competitive division.
Oh, it's like a little bit of a rivalry.
Possibly. Wow, that was a hard fall from 14 there, but he seems to be shaking it off just fine.
I think Moody's pretty used to doing that.
He's got the elbow pad, so obviously he's done it before.
Oh, that's
Look
a
at
good
that
shot
throw.
from Jodoen.
Nice clean. Oh, number 26 getting nailed right past the block.
I don't know if he's wearing it right now, but number 14 often wears a jersey that says Hang Time as his name on the back. So
Nice.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense now. Oh, there we go. Nice hit there on 16.
they get Nguyen's out. In that Barrie tournament you mentioned, he won the Mr. Dodgeball award at the end. I'm not wholly sure what that means, but he's a very good player.
If I had to guess, it means that he's married to Mrs. Dodgeball.
Huh. Now, how did Mrs. Dodgeball get that name?
Well, she's married to Mr. Dodgeball.
It's a vicious cycle.
It's self-referential, but it works.
Riptide with the ball advantage. Oh, Soro couldn't find that one.
So close to that catch, too.
And Jodoen out.
Fury down to their last 2 players.
So I don't know if Bethel just knows Spencer Soro really well, if there's just lots of fun facts about him, but he's been on Team Canada in 2013 when he went to New Zealand and men's took home with gold. He's married to Lynn Kirkpatrick on Scotia Sirens. Assistant coach for the national women's team in 2017 and will be assistant coach in the women's program and national squad this year. And he's the owner of Dodgeball Ottawa that produces some of the most competitive athletes in the country.
Holy.
Dodgeball Ottawa is where I got my start, I'd say, as a competitive player. Spencer and Lynn do a great job of running that league.
Do you still play in Dodgeball Ottawa?
I'm a Toronto person now, so.
Okay.
But the lessons and friends I got there will last me a lifetime.
We lost one of our competitive players, Stefan Rack, to Dodgeball Ottawa when the military transferred him. He's a very talented player.
At least there's a good league available.
That's what I've heard. Actually, interestingly, I've been meaning to ask, if you want to play WDBF rules in Toronto, what league do you play in? Because when I was looking at it online, I wasn't able to find consistent WDBF rules.
I would say right now, the best bet is a very new league that's only 1 season in, but Dodgeball Toronto plays with the true WDBF rules. There are a few other leagues that use variations, but Dodgeball Toronto, which is run by a few of the men from Team Canada last year, so far has the actual WDBF rules.
Oh, false start.
Yeah, there we go, another one.
See that? He was already over the line. That is speed.
Oh, it looks like one of their players asked to sit off for getting the second warning.
Yeah. We have a house rule in Dodgeball Winnipeg where the player who does the false start on the second one is the one who has to sit.
And
Oh, looks like another false
Wow.
start with Riptide. So now 2 of their players has to sit off.
So Dalton's taking it now. Trick is don't look at the referee, listen.
There's going to be a big
Now
hole for
Riptide
Riptide.
has 3 players right off the start of the round. That's something they do not want, especially against a team against Fury.
Yeah, we have 2 very strong referees on this match. Dustin Pernitsky recently started reffing in Winnipeg, but was a natural. He had about 20 minutes of training before we realized he was better than the person training him.
Well then.
And he's been doing a great job at this event. Our head referee, Ian Asang, down there as well, not taking the lead on this game because his voice is toast from yesterday.
I could hear him, like from the top, the mezzanine area. I could hear him
Hit on
so
9.
well, no matter where he was.
All I gotta say is if Riptide pulls this off with a 2-player disadvantage, I will be so impressed. They had to fight for their point that they got on the board already. Yep.
Simmons, nice little aerial dodge there. Missing Suro low. Suro baiting, doing a great job.
He is just fishing over there, and he is happy.
Oh, that's 3 shots all on Groveman.
That gives Riptide 5 balls, though, which is something they could use at the moment.
A lot of pressure from number 14 on Fury. Oh,
Great block
dodge
from Mr. Dodgeball. Now, something that it's really hard to capture from up here that you will see when you're on the ground is this is so fast of a game and the movements are so intense. If you're down there on the court, it's almost scary to be standing around.
Yeah, especially when a ball zooms right past your face.
The players with the speed that they're moving, especially when you consider a lot of these people are going to be in sudden death already.
Wow.
Say a lot of these players are in great shape, so they're going to have a decent amount of mass behind them. So when they hit the ground, the floor thuds.
Yeah, and just the atmosphere in here is just alone crazy.
I believe the term is electric.
Electric.
That's right. Look at that number.
Oh! Huge. And he knew where to get it.
Look at that pass. Leading the target in the pass, bouncing the ball so he can run to get it. If there's anything that Riptide has in their favor, it's for sure speed.
Oh, he tried to take the second catch.
Look at that jump. Got the knees up too, nice and tucked.
It's now down to 1 player for Riptide and 3 for Fury.
Remember what I was saying before? What's the worst position to be in when your last one left? 4 balls on your side.
Yep.
2 balls on the other.
It's the worst feeling, especially when they're keeping pressure at you at the line.
21 and 14. They're just looking for their opportunity, but they're not going to be stupid.
Oh. Now Riptide now has 5 balls. You have the ball advantage, but not the player advantage.
Now I'm curious about jerseys. Do 0 and 0-0 count as different numbers?
That's a good question.
I mean, I guess they're distinct.
Right, but mathematically they're identical.
Oh!
The way he moves his body in the air is like a cat. He gets up there and then flings it a little more, and I think that's what keeps him up. Have you ever seen that video of a cat catching a
beautiful
bat
jump.
in midair? That's what he reminds me of.
Or a cat getting scared.
And he's not scared.
No. Oh.
Look at that. He was ready to accelerate for it.
Yeah, I think Riptide would have got that if they didn't have those 2 false starts at the...
Well, they get to reset their false starts for the second half.
Yeah.
Hooray. Hopefully it doesn't come into play half number 2, but
At this point, you almost need to give the runners blinders.
Yeah, I mean...
People will watch the referee for any sort of motion that they're about to start, and the best thing you can do is just not do that. Just listen.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's swimmers. They have the same thing, right, about false starts and everything, and so it's basically you just want to like head down, listen for the whistle, and then jump. The only reason I know that is because of that movie, Man on Fire.
was the fire put out by swimming, or?
No, actually, he was a bodyguard for a girl in Mexico who got kidnapped, and it's basically just like Taken before Taken came out.
Huh.
Except it's in Mexico. And a lot more brutal. Fun movie, though.
I'll cue it up for when I get back to my room.
And we're off. to the
And
second
Fury
half.
out there.
It's interesting. Riptide electing not to have somebody there for the lateral and attack off the rush. Playing it a bit more defensive.
Locally, what do you call it? We tend to call it the snap or the pitch in Winnipeg.
I don't know. I don't I'll call it the lateral or the pitch, I guess, or the things I've heard.
Does snap come from football? I imagine it does.
Well, like,
I could
lateral comes from football, right? Because Soro hit out there off the fingers, I think. But 'cause I always think about like those plays where you actually see a forward-moving player pitch it back to a player who's running behind them.
Right.
But the snap would work too.
I think with snap, it more implies that the ball's getting thrown backwards, whereas a lateral, like you're saying, is a lot of teams, what they'll do is they have that player just a beat off so that they can run and grab that ball as it goes over the attack line.
Yeah.
And that makes a lot more sense. And I think as Winnipeg gets more used to that and we get more fast runners, we're going to start to see that more. We're only ever seeing that on Red River Rebellion when they snap it to Sebastian.
Yeah, it's like he's snapping, just runs up to that center line.
Yeah, maybe we can switch to calling that a lateral. We'll align ourselves with the rest of the country. McKenzie moving up there, putting a lot of pressure on there. You see, every time he lifts his right arm up, you can see number 26 move into a blocking position. Oh, and a great catch from 16 on Fury.
Well, that's Nguyen's making a good grab as he tracked that ball all the way.
We thought we had a lot of woos. We got lots of Nguyens as well. Oh, and 19 takes a skim there. It's great seeing the guards do what they're supposed to do, which is get the attention of whoever they're pumping at.
Oh,
Wow.
From the back corner.
From downtown.
Yeah.
You see a couple of misses, but
Oh, ball over.
yep.
Oh, boy. As much as I appreciate what the referees are doing, this is where they shine. I would not want to be officiating this game.
Yeah, exactly.
Just honesty is not what I'm concerned about. It's just trying to keep track of all the movements. There are just so many things happening all at once.
Not only just this game, but all games.
Oh, and 16.
Couldn't block that one cleanly.
Yep, another dirty block. It's important that people remember when we say dirty block, that doesn't mean malicious. It just means that the block wasn't clean and it did touch them in some way.
Oh, both teams have 2 players each and 3 balls each.
Riptide couldn't connect on that throw. You see both throws onto McKenzie. Makes a
Both
counter.
blocked on 21. Almost the catch.
McKenzie not happy. He thinks he made the hit onto Eric Allen there, but
From where I sit, I don't think he did. But, you know, it's hard to say. Oh, one-on-one.
We've been seeing lots of honesty, so it's just...
Oh, that was...
really aggressive play from Burry, but he didn't connect. That gave Andrusik the chance to make him pay for it.
Yeah.
And he did. One throw, one hit, and 3-1 for Fury.
You can hear somebody saying that they messed up, but not as in not as nice terms. I'm not sure what they're referring to, though, given that Fury won.
Hopefully our mics aren't picking up that part.
It's all right.
Key to game. Oh!
False start on which side?
I think that was on Fury this time.
That's right.
Oh, Fury's able to activate that ball, but just like half a second earlier.
That's right.
You saw both Yusuf and Nguyen's so fast onto the ball there. Ooh, that shot up high. Wood blocks the counter. Good dodge by Jodo in there.
There's a player that we saw out on Fury yesterday that we're not seeing today. He has a Corvette emblem tattooed on his arm. Do you know who I'm referring to?
I believe I saw that tattoo yesterday.
Yeah, but he's not out here today.
Was that on the Fury team?
Pretty sure.
Now it's going to bug me.
I remember
I think
him
they've got
from playing on
everybody.
Fury and Barry.
Oh, nice block.
Maybe he's got that because he's very interested in the vetting process for Team Canada.
I like dad
Must
jokes,
be
but
it.
that was one of the worst things I've heard.
Oh, no.
Oh, wow.
Momentum just carried him forward. I think it might have been that last fake just moved him a little too far up.
I mean, selling your fakes is good, but
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen somebody going over the line that way.
Yeah, you can see Dustin down there having a good time, but our court manager, Melissa Matthew, looks like she's just trying to get out of the way.
Whoa, big fakes. Captain Oswald Barnaby.
Oh, I've been informed this guy's on Mayhem. I think I just remember him from being on Fury and Barry.
Yeah, Fury has had a few of the different strong Ottawa male players on it, so I think the configuration can vary a little bit.
If anybody wants to look for the schedule, feel free to go to dodgeballmanitoba.com for those that are asking, and you can go see the schedule. There's also the standings page available as well, and feel free to check it out.
Oh, nice
Pop up
block.
off Nguyen's.
It's kind of risky with the one arm.
The jumps from Riptide are just incredible.
Oh.
He was looking for a ball from the Shagger, but they took advantage of it.
Barnaby, the last one on again, this time against much steeper odds.
1 against 5. They have the player advantage.
Oh, that's a great shot.
I'm glad you guys could see it from my position in the commentary booth. That guy was essentially just not there.
Just looking around at a couple of the other matches, we've got looks like Rampage up 3-1 on Les Fortifis. We've got Storm up 4-1 on Strike 1919. On the far court, that is Armada against Chimera. It's 4-1 for Armada right now. And I have to stand up for a second. Oh, 6-1 for Z Warriors.
So I just want to
Over
send a
Wawa Runs.
huge shout out to El Capitan 2929 for saying that these commentators are better than every professional Sportsnet guy. I'll take it.
The only reason why is because we're not paid.
Yeah, we're here because we love it, not because we have to be.
Yeah.
But anybody who wants to pay me to do this, by all means, hit me up.
Yeah, I mean, I'll send you guys my email if you guys want to e-transfer me some.
I'll still keep doing it for free.
Yeah.
I'm going to underbid them.
My favorite thing to tell people whenever we run catch.
Jumped up like 3 feet in the air and make the catch. Looked like
I
3
could do
feet.
that, just not in these shoes.
I could do that, but not make the catch and not jump that high.
I did that once in my entire dodgeball career, and it was my display picture on Facebook for probably about 2 years.
I believe I saw that.
I got lucky. I caught it on a GoPro. I was able to like freeze frame it.
We all
Good
had those
counterattacks.
crazy catches. All my crazy catches never came.
Fury is such a great name for this team because that is exactly how they play, with Fury.
Yeah.
I think
It
that's
is.
also why all the competitive men's teams now seem to have those, one-word cool names.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Rampage, Mayhem.
Yeah, or as Mitch says, Rampage.
Yeah.
Actually, I just want to say big thanks to Mitch,
Oh!
Johnson, who has made this all possible. He's been in charge of the stream and has been doing a great job. Even when the computer has failed us, he's been on top of things. Can't jinx something that's already happened, bud.
And that said, if anything goes wrong, just blame Mitch.
So
Yeah.
is that why your mic's cut? Or
Mitch is a ready and willing scapegoat, and for that we love him.
Yep.
and
Oh.
shots into Soro.
Wow.
It is
Beautiful shot from
now
Barnaby.
balance for player advantage.
You could hear the hit from up here. It's just brutal. That's the other thing, too, about playing sleeveless is you get lots of welts.
Yep.
There you go. Okay,
Great
moving
fakes.
up. I'm liking the way that Mackenzie fakes
Oh.
and that he just pulls his arm back like he's ready to throw, but he doesn't always completely follow through. He just makes it look like he's about to.
Selling your fakes is very important. And if your
Absolutely.
fake doesn't look like your throw, it doesn't matter that much. So
Oh, yeah, the worst. People who underhand throw, overhand fake. You know they're not throwing.
yeah, that's a little strange.
Till the one time they do.
Well, going for a fake with the underhand can leave you very vulnerable.
The jump dodges Fury's doing in this game is just brutal.
On both sides, Riptide's been getting a ton of air.
Oh, they just
Nice
raise
out on
means.
16.
Yep.
And Fury has all 6 balls, I believe.
I know that people
Yep.
in the comments have been divided on this, but from what we can see up here in the commentary booth, it's been an honest game on both sides.
Yeah,
Again, eyes can't be in every direction at once.
even with 2 refs.
Barnaby really trying to drive Andrew Sick back.
Funny part about it is,
The double and makes the catch right at the line.
yeah, that
It's
was for
Yusuf.
sure a turning point in this round. They went from 3-1 to 1-2.
That is definitely a part of a highlight reel.
Oh.
Oh, and saves
Catches-
himself from a disarm.
now
And it
it's
goes
sudden
into
death.
sudden death.
Oh, I could watch this game all day.
That is like 2 highlight reels right there. He gets a double, then the catch, and then Riptide gets disarmed and catches it.
You see
back.
Dalton go up and congratulate him? That is Mr. Congeniality. If we don't
Yeah.
have if we don't have an award for that, we should make one.
Oh.
In an event that has had such great sportsmanship all around, to be exemplary means a lot.
Oh,
No! If only he
was-
had fingers on his feet.
Yeah.
It stuck there for a second, but no luck.
So you want to give us a recap of the game?
Yeah, Fury wins 5-1. So that was actually a lot closer than the score suggested too. I mean, we obviously saw some super close points, multiple points coming down to 2 players even on the winning side. Very close between 2 teams that have a lot of respect for each other. You can see that in the line now.
Yeah. Maybe we'll see a rematch against them in the playoffs.
I would love to see that. And I think with that, we have to cut over to a commercial break.
Yep.